and our cousins and our fellow peoples out there, our nationalities, and all nationalities actually won. Because remember, when the Canaanites were going to do what they do, the 11 Canaanite sons, because Canaan had 11 sons, right? But 4 of them copped out of that evil deal. They went away from that. They stayed, I believe, or they went back to their own lands that Jah had gave them, because there was land that was given to the people in the Ethiopian book of Jubilee. You know, so these books that are denied in Western Christianity, that's why it's hard to deal with Western Christianity, because it deals with the lie that further perpetuates robbing and stealing from a people for 400 something years. Whether you are that people or not, you become a robber. What's that proverb that says, you know, bless the man that did not become an oppressor or robbed other people, you know? So when you see a situation going on and recognizing, like we were talking about the Fara Aduma, or the original soil, it's basically saying respect original creation, but all humanity are one evolution of that original creation. So even humanity being named with its seed line, even Ha Elohim's own people have become corrupt within themselves, right? Because they had either had ones of their own to corrupt them, or they corrupted themselves on their own in transgressing against Ha Elohim, transgressing against the commands that the Almighty had gave us. And that one where you're strange within yourself is the fact that you don't know that you are a Jew, or you don't know who you be. That's why Jesus Christos came first to the lost sheep, and then the message to the Gentiles. So in this fullness of the Gentile, let's go and check out that verse, because we thought this was important concerning the Mistale, the Kabbalah system, because this Torah portion actually speaks about the Kabbalah system. And we give thanks for the Discipleship Radio, the Rebbe Razadinos Teferi, you know what I mean? Give thanks, beloved, you know what I mean, for the information, you know what I mean? Because we get to understand that Balaam did understand the ancient spiritual system of the ancients. These are instituted schools of reality that people use to manipulate the times. That's how these people be making money. What is it gonna do? Nigga, that's how they making the money. You know what I mean? Manipulating the sign of the times on you. You know what I mean? Because he said that they fell out of place. They're not able to read the heavens or anything anymore. The handiwork of Ha Elohim. That was his handiwork. But we be in tune with Jah Rastafari. We can read these things. You know, these institutions, they belong to us. He can make them fall. Or it's just like Sihon and Og. Sihon and Og, he used Sihon and Og to drive the Moabites out. The Moabites being the people of Lot, which would have been blessed because Lot was found to be righteous because of Abraham. Now Laban, if he would have made these connections with not Laban, Balaam. If he would have made the connection with, he was more like a Laban type of character. You know what I mean? Laban was a swindler of his own nephew. You know what I'm saying? He was a swindler of his own people. And you can see the same sense with the European Union and what's going on up there in Europe. Even though that's if you studying and you paying attention, that's a Canaanite. That's more their situation. That's something that they should be worried about. What's really going on up there? If you really want to get honest and truthful, you know what I mean. That's more of an Amorite. That's what the Amorites should be worried about, because those were or wherever their location was to be. But now we come to the point where people will continue lying. So now the children of Ha Elohim of humanity must gather together, you know what I mean, in the name of Ha Elohim, and restore Jerusalem to the truth. You know what I mean? Restore the principles of Jerusalem to the truth. You know what I mean? And we do this. That's why we fight principalities in high places. You know what I mean? And, you know, come to the lowly estate of those who are in the lowly estate if we can, and be able to help them. That's why the right people should have these wealth and resources, because it would metahanit, it would heal the world. The word actually in this Torah portion in the Adis Kidan if you go back for all these Israelite brothers who believe like they Hebrews and everything like that, if they understand the connection with Ham and Shem, because there was a connection in Genesis 10, if you could see that. Now, the Canaanites, apparently, they understood that very well because they're the 11 sons, and so did Yahweh too, in the whole game that they're able to play with you, you know, in your pursuit for happiness. If you look at the end of that. You ever looked at the end of that movie? It's pretty cool, right? Like, he went through those tests. There was like those five, the 5 Amorite men that was standing in the back. You know, they were there, was like, that was that test. That was that test. You know what I mean? But now that we come to the fruition and the education of Ha Elohim, they don't no longer have to test us anymore. They can now give to their neighbors freely because we are truly brothers and sisters in the humanity of Christ in that sense. And we can help the black man get to the black man's land, and the brown man, you know, help heal his land. You heal each man's land, they won't want to come in your land. Think about it. But now if you destroy their land, what will happen? You know? Yes, I be continued. Shalom.